it's your girl Francesca Fabro
and Eugene Sante. Welcome to our vlog.
and for today's video, we're going to introduce the contemporary Philippine music composers.
So are you guys ready? So let's start in 3, 2, 1.
We are going to introduce the 20th century traditional composers.
So first composer is Francisco Buencamino, founded the Centro Escolar de Señoritas, Conservatory of Music as well as the Buencamino Music Academy in 1930. Many of his piano works have become staple in the Philippines. Of their performance, especially Mayon, Larawan, and Maligayang Bati. He also ventured into musical direction and scoring for films as well as composing several zarzuela and kundiman.
Francisco Santiago is known as the father of the kundiman and belongs to the triumvirate of Filipino composers, along with Nicanor Abelardo and Antonio Molina. Santiago's music was romantic in style, incorporating Western forms and techniques with folk materials. Among his famous works are Pakiusap, Madaling Araw, and Kundiman Anak Dalita. He became the first Filipino director of the Conservatory of Music, University of the Philippines.
Abelardo, also as 20th century modern composer, was also composer in the Romantic style. His best-known composition include Mucha ng Pasig, Nasaan Ka Irog, Kabatina for Violoncelo, and Magbalik Kahirang. The Tanghalang Nicanor Abelardo, or main theater of the Cultural Center of the Philippines, and the Abelardo Hall of the UP College of Music are named after him.
Molina was a product of both the Romantic and Impressionist style and come to be known as the father of Philippine Impressionist music. He was fascinated by the dynamic and harmonies of Debussy, but retained much of the Romantic style in his melody. A characteristically impressionist work in his piano composition, Malikmata, Transfiguration.
Hilarion Rubio was a composer, music teacher, conductor, and clarinist. His name was closely identified with his work for the orchestra, as the conductor for opera, ballet, and dance recitals, and his music for movies.
Colonel Antonio Buenaventura promoted Philippine music by extensively using folk materials in his works. He recorded folk and dance music around the country with Ramon Tolentino and national artists for dance Francisca Reyes Aquino. He restored the Philippine Constabulary Band in 1945, which was considered one of the best military bands in the world. He is a national artist for music.
Corneo was the researcher and official composer of the Philippine government inside under President Manuel L. Quezon. He served as pianist director of a USO concert unit that entertained the Allied forces during World War II. He later became the soloist of several orchestras and eventually the musical director of the Sampaguita and Berones movie companies.
Felipe P. De Leon Sr. is known as a nationalist composer who expressed the Philippines' cultural identity through his compositions. He wrote piano compositions, hymns, marches, art songs, chamber music, symphonic poems, overtures, band music, school songs, orchestral works, operas, kundiman, and zarzuelas. His two operas, No Limitangere and El Filibusterismo, are considered his masterpieces. He is a national artist for music.
Joseph Sanpelo is known as a romantic nationalist. He incorporated Filipino folk elements in his composition with Western forms and harmony. His works have a rich, expressive tonality as represented in his well-love. Lullaby sa Uwi ng Duyan is orchestral composition, sweet pastoral, and musical description of his hometown Agona.
Santos Jr. was a prolific composer whose work include concerti, sonatas, symphonies, symphonic poems, 5 operas in Philippines, dialect numerous,
band overtures, and over 20 marches. He also wrote 50 masses in Latin and 20 in English.
Alfredo Benaventura holds the sole distinction among Filipino composers of having composed full 5-length operas. His composition combine contemporary and conventional style and contains melodies that are simple and understandable, while using contemporary harmonies that enhance their complexity.
Ryan Cayabyab is a contemporary composer and conductor who spans both popular and classical worlds with his pop music, ballads, operas, zarzuelas, orchestral arrangements, masses, psalms, and choral compositions. Among these are the award-winning Kay Ganda ng Ating Musika, the modern zarzuela Alikabok, and the operas Polarium, with libretto by Fides Cuyugan Asensio. His compositions are mostly of traditional Western in